Mixtape here on KSKQ's 89.5 FM Ashland, Oregon, 94.1 FM Medford, Oregon. Stream online on kskq.org. It's the boy, it's the Don, DJ Ramo. I am honored and beyond privileged to have this. Okay, so I heard this album this morning. This guy's vocals is beautiful, man. I was listening to Around Again, and I was getting serenaded over here by this guy this morning. I had to play it twice. We are talking to vocalist Ben Lumber from Acres. What is up, dude?
Hell yeah. What's up, man?
Dude, you know what?
I'm glad you mentioned that song, man. That's one of my favorites on the record. So
well, you know what I did? On my list, you can't see my list, but like the songs I really liked, I put 1 stars, but then on my favorite, I put like 4 stars.
Dick.
And you know what? I feel like also like the way you structured this album was perfectly, because Bloodlust was like, I feel like it had like the most influences pulled in together to, like, you know what I mean, to almost where you wouldn't know what the rest of the album would bring, you know what I mean? Because then when you hear Your Goodbye, you know, I was like, is this like some pop punk metalcore mixed in with like, you know? And then all of a sudden you're hearing Built to Bleed, and I'm like, is that some hardcore in there? Some hardcore influences in there, you know? Because I there was a section in there where I was like, I could see people like beating the crap out of each other during this section. You know what I mean? Yeah. But overall, dude, the host, it just for me just has a lot to offer, dude. You know what I mean? I feel like you keep it all all connected with your vocals, and also with all like the production behind it. I feel that really keeps it all in. And honestly, I feel like, even though like for me, like I feel like you hit 4 different genres, like you hit them all correctly, where it doesn't sound like a different artist, and it all sounds like the same artist, you know?
Yeah, dude, I love that you've said that, because that's exactly what we wanted to do. Like, going into the studio with this record, we had pretty much nothing. Like, we had 2 demos, half done instrumentally, and I really, really wanted to go into the studio with this whole album and just not know what we were going to come out with. And I love that you can't really pigeonhole it into a genre, like you said. It's poppy at times, it's kind of punky at times, hardcore, and then it's metalcore, and that's exactly what I wanted. People have asked me like, what would you say it is? And I'm like, it's not just metalcore. There's really something there for everyone, I feel, which is what I wanted to achieve.
No, and you totally achieved it, dude. And I think having like, when I mean like production, I mean like the synth and effects, and you know, little things that you guys add in. I feel that like that all like connects it together, because it's like, dude, like when you're doing Your Goodbye, dude, like those were straight like Warped Tour vibes for a second in certain sections, but then you know, but then you hear like Around Again, which was like so I wrote down like in the beginning, it almost reminded me of like a little bit of like hip hop punk, you know, kind of like vibes, you know what I mean? But like prettier hip hop type of vibes coming in, you know what I mean? And also, dude, it's like, I think the way you're doing your vocals, it's like, it's so high risk and high reward. And I love it for that, dude, because it's like, I hear the different styles of vocals you do it. And in my head, I've been doing vocals for 20 years. And in my head, I'm like, dude, to be able to have that type of register and projection after like mixing in so many different styles, like you must just condition the hell out of your voice, dude.
I mean,
go ahead.
I do and I don't. I do and I don't. I'm not regimented in, and I don't. I don't sing when I'm off tour or not playing shows. I don't sing, and I don't sing around the house. I only really sing when I'm writing music, which is something I didn't like. So we've just come off tour with The Plotting You, and just before that tour, I started rehearsing off tour properly, just on my own in a studio. So that's definitely something I want to get better. And with the record, I was working with Landon Tours, who his vocals are just unreal. So being in like his presence, I definitely felt like I had something to kind of prove, and I didn't want to let myself down, because he's obviously so good. So
yeah, no, that's awesome, dude. You know what I liked about this record is like, it's almost like it's like, so this weekend we did like a Vakken battle, right? And we did like the judging and all that. And one of the things I liked about this is that like like it, like you guys have that great modern sound, but you did pull from all the other elements. So I really feel like to like the listener, like this could like this is like really relevant as far as like what's going on right now, and also just like the beauty of all these mixing in these genres, dude, and everything, dude. Like going in into releasing the host, like you guys said, you want to have all these mixtures and everything, but emotionally, like what did you want to put out there, like as far as like lyrically and like the direction you're taking? Because I feel like the lyrics really cemented at the end. Like where was the direction you were trying to take it after the music was there?
Yeah, I mean, like this time, Jack, our bassist for the actually wrote vocals, melodies. He did a lot of like the heavier songs you hear, like Bloodlust was the kind of first song he did. Built to Bleed, Welcome to the Family. Like I said, going into this whole record process, I didn't know what I wanted, and I was so open to trying everything because we've always said as a band, like, we never want to make the same record twice. So I was so up for just experimenting, and I was super excited just to have something like a final product come out with, not knowing how it's going to sound. There was no ceiling, there was no box. So Jack stepping in, especially on the heavier songs, like he's a big like punk fan, and he loves his hardcore music. So having a whole different kind of outlook on heavy with him coming in was great. And I mean, lyrically, for me, the way I write is the way I write, and I love to stay true to Acres. So although we're trying all this new stuff and new sounds and things like that, there are definitely songs like Your Goodbye, Staring at the Sun, which definitely hold like an ode to what fans that know Acres and enjoyed, say, Burning Throne, can still get that enjoyment from that. And like you said, it picks on so many different genres, and I love that as well, because it's not just a whole metalcore album, and if you're not in the mood to listen to guitars and breakdowns and low guitars, you know what I mean, you can put on a song like Around Again or Your Goodbye, and you can get a whole different vibe from that. So that's really, like I said, something I wanted to achieve. You can listen to something in every kind of mood.
Yeah, and honestly, dude, I think you guys pushed it past the whole metalcore thing as far as like that is the definition of this, because when me listening to this whole album, like I wasn't getting metalcore in my head the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like as much as I like reading bios about bands and everything, I really prefer to listen to the music. So when I see metalcore, I'm like, okay, because like, dude, I'm 35. I grew up on As I Lay Dying, Trivium, Killswitch Engage, Bullet for My Valentine, Trivium, like Atreyu. Those are my Avenged Sevenfold. Those are
yeah,
my favorite bands. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I'm like, okay, like metalcore, but the thing is that, dude, you guys put so many different elements to it, and also like the heaviness and beauty to it. It's weird to put labels on anything these days. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
don't know. I feel like you guys are just acres, dude.
yeah. Which is great, because I'd love to think like it's such a different thing, because even like I don't know if it's my vocals, but I've written songs, and I guess if it whatever genre it is, with me on it, it's going to sound like Acres, which is cool. So I love just expanding that sound and showing what we are capable of without just writing like the same song 10 times. I
you,
and
you,
even the track listing, like it goes Welcome to the Family, which is probably the heaviest song Acres has ever done, in a tuning I don't even know what it is, to into Around Again. I was just like, I love that. Like, you go from heavy
yeah.
to the, like, why not?
Yeah. What I love about you guys too, dude, is like I feel like you guys are entering like when I listen to your music, like this whole new realm of music where people are really accepting certain different genres and forms of metal. Like when I heard Around Again, like I could see you guys on a tour with like Sleep Token and Periphery and Spirit Box. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like all have like similar big clean vocals, but also just a beautiful mixture. It's all good, man. If you don't need the light, I got you.
oh good.
But yeah. No, dude, but I just absolutely love that about you guys. You guys are fresh. It was a total pleasure listening to this album. Dude, like right now, you said you're doing these festivals, you're doing these shows, dude. Like, like, you have so many mixtures of genres and everything. Like, how do you guys go about booking yourselves with bands? Because I know like some bands, it could be really, really beneficial to play with them. I've seen some bands be completely different genre and tank certain tours, like
Yeah.
having so many mixtures of everything, like how do you guys go about booking your tours and who you're gonna play with and what festivals you decide to play?
Yeah, I mean it's hard. Like a set list right now is choosing the set list for the Plotting You tour was so hard because we've just done the EP late last year, coming into a record, and we're all so excited to be playing. Like we just played Built to Bleed for the first time on this tour, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
probably one of my favorite live songs ever to play. And yeah, I'm and again we can the great thing is I feel like we can cater a set, which is cool. Like it for this way, it was like you've obviously got boundaries on the Plotting You tour who are heavy and crushed every night, and it's just like, right, how do we want to come into this tour? So we went for a heavier side, which is cool. We played some of the we didn't play the softer songs, and we just went heavy. And we were like, we're just gonna set the bar. We're opening this tour, and then the same
Yeah.
with the Devil Wears Prada. We'll probably do a heavier tour, a heavier set. But like again, and if we throw in the songs that a lot of people love, like My Everything and Lost, and which is still all new, that then caters to a softer genre as well. So it's definitely difficult, but again, I love that we can maybe tour with a heavier band and be heavy, and then we could tour with the softer band and still have the softer side.
Oh yeah. But you know what I love, but I love that you guys are able to do that, but also like you guys having like such a huge palette of songs. I bet like for you guys to do your headlining shows, I bet it's just magical as hell, dude. Just playing a super massive set, playing it all. And
Yeah,
those are my favorite sets in the world. Like my favorite bands in the world are the bands that have like that crazy creative set. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of biased. My favorite band's Avenged Sevenfold, but the thing I loved about them is that every album was completely different. It was almost like they're like, all right, we did this last band, let's do something completely different. But then you get these massive sets. Like Metallica has these massive sets. There's these bands that have these massive sets with emotions behind it and
yeah,
climaxes. You know what I mean? So it's like Staring in the Sun, super catchy, right in your face. Just choruses, dude. Like you're bringing people in with Around Again. You're there's spots in Built to Bleed where your people are demolishing each other. Same with Bloodlust. There's so much, but when you have that, it's like you have such a fresh set, and it isn't just like the same crap. Not the same crap, but same
yeah,
same just version of a song over and over.
yeah, and yeah, and like I said, it's cool. Like I know, again, we're switching it up slightly for the Devil Wears Prada tour. So there were songs that people wanted to hear on the Plot tour that they didn't hear. So now we get the chance to swap them out and still keep a vibe. But yeah, I love just being able to yeah, I guess not. We don't just have to take heavy tours, and we don't just have to take the softer tours. So it's yeah, definitely something that I love about this band and what we've started doing.
I love it, dude. I love it. For everybody listening out there, the new album, The Host, when is going to be the release date for this new album?
It comes out May the 2nd.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. For anybody for music, so when I posted about you yesterday, I had some friends comment below. Totally love Acres. Um, right now with social media, TikTok, YouTube, everything, it seems like every musician has to be like an influencer nowadays, and everybody's working
Yeah,
twice as hard. Everybody's doing playthroughs, interviews, all that. Like
yeah,
what is some advice you would give if a kid came up to you at a show and was like Ben, like I want to do what you're doing, like if there was like a tough love advice and a good and a bad advice, what would you give somebody?
yeah. I mean, my advice is always to practice, work hard, and don't just give up. If something doesn't happen within 2 3 months, like I've been doing this for over 10 years in bands, and like don't just give up because you don't get signed straight away. Don't give up because you don't get this straight away. Do you know what I mean? And also, um, on the subject of like the influencer, and right now music has never been more accessible than it is right now. With TikTok, I've seen TikTok blow up so many bands, and I know some bands hate it, but it's done wonders for some bands. It's really blown them up, got them signed. And yeah, right now it's so much easier to get your music heard and listened to by people on the internet, that just work hard at it and absolutely take advantage of that while it's there right now.
For sure. No, I love it. I think it's great. I feel like definitely nowadays like our attention spans are getting a little tested. We are
Yeah,
getting like a whole lot of information because it's like, nowadays you could just scroll past the song and not even know, but it's like but also for the people that do work hard in promoting, it is a super beneficial a tool.
yeah, dude. I feel like there's never been so many bands than there is right now. There, there's such a pool of bands out there, which is great for music. But yeah, and again, it's so much easier to get your music heard than it was like 10 years ago when I remember doing my first band and going to shows with bands I love, and I would have my band single or EP on a CD, and I would wait for the band members and be like, "Yo, please, we'll take you on tour." Do you know what I mean? Which never ever happened, but that was what it was like in my day. So now, just having tools like TikTok, Instagram, where you can just pop off out of nowhere, absolutely take advantage of that and make a presence online.
I love it, dude. I love it. I won't take too much more of your time. I know it's getting late over there.
No,
Is
you're
it,
good. On so you can see me, but they're just
oh, it's all good.
they've
It's
been
all good.
turning.
I like it. I'm pretending you're Batman from the UK.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm just joking. Dude, to get to the second part of the interview, you cool if I ask you just a bunch of cool random questions?
Yeah, dude. I want to get my lights on, but they are not coming on. Just so
It's
there we go.
probably oh, okay, cool. Hey, what's up, dude?
Is that good?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're good, dude. Right now, besides Acre, what is a couple bands right now you've seen that are popping off that like you're pretty proud of? And also, what is a band in your opinion you think deserves more attention?
Wow, bands popping off at the moment. Again, I've loved watching the rise of the Plotting You. I know they're not a
Mhm.
tiny, but I was talking to Landon on the tour we just did, and I find it so inspiring that you don't just have to become a new band to get somewhere. Like these guys have been slogging it for over 10 years in vans, touring, grinding, not being where they want to be, to now having their moment. And I said to Landon, I find it really inspiring because there's so many bands that just quit when they don't get it. And I sometimes feel like nowadays with so many bands, you have to be a new band to even get noticed. So to see bands like Plot, even Dayseeker, just that have been through the ringer and are now having a moment, really inspired me to believe that one day like it could happen to us as well. We don't have to. We're not too old, and we don't have to start a new band. So like yeah, I they really inspired me, and also my stepdaughter is also an artist. She's called Harper, who's killing it right now. So I've always been, when people have asked me, I've always been pushing her because of family. So yeah, she's someone I'm enjoying watching her journey. She's 13, so seeing her come up and discover music in new bands right now is super cool for me to see.
Dude, that's beautiful, man. That's awesome. Especially being able to share it with the children. I'm a father, dude, so I totally feel that vibe. And I can't. My son loves the guitar right now as much. I want him to
Uh,
be a drummer though, a drummer or a bass player, because those people can go on because those people can be hired guns and can go on tour whenever. If you're a drummer
yeah,
hired gun, dude, you've made it, dude.
yeah, dude. Yeah, it's yeah, my son's into he's just started getting into singing. He wants to be a singer.
Oh,
Um
great.
and his favorite band right now, the Plotting You. So I've just done a tour with them, and I come home and he has Feel Nothing and Forgotten on repeat while he's playing Minecraft all day. And I'm kind of here.
So
I've heard the song so many times, but I'm here for it.
well, hey man, you're a total badass for doing everything you do, and the way you talk about your children, I could tell you really love them, man. So I give that a huge mad respect to you because I'm a dad and I got my kids all the time, and I'm a musician, I'm a journalist, I'm a YouTuber. I run festivals in Southern Oregon. I do it all, and but we do it for our kids. We want to we
Yeah,
want to make our kids proud. So
yeah.
I'm I couldn't. I bet after a successful tour and you come home, it's just heaven. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. yeah, chaos, but that's the way I like it. We've got how many kids in the house? Four in the house. So it's absolute chaos, but like there's no better feeling, especially being in America. Like the last tour we did was the furthest I've been away from home for that long. It was 6 weeks. So to come through the door to see the kids was yeah, it's you only have to do it to kind of get the feeling of being home and feeling that. So
Dude, I love that. I love that. We only a couple more questions. Right now, who is your favorite vocalist in metal? For clean vocals, and also your favorite vocalist for harsh vocals right now
oh,
in metal.
harsh vocals and clean vocals. Who am I loving? I mean, I don't want to keep going back to plot, but the tour I've just done, the the bar for the vocalist was set so high. You obviously had Lucas from Holding Absence, who is an
Yep.
insane clean singer. Um, so and also Landon, because these guys like I find the holes in my game live, and then I see what I do, and I watch them, and just seeing how you do things when you're live, you'll drop notes sometimes and things like that. But seeing these guys every night just do it and not miss a beat was inspiring. And I was a fan of Plot before we did the album and we did the tours. So seeing Landon every night crush it, seeing Lucas crush it was great. And they're definitely two big inspirations right now. And also I've always I love Seosin, so Anthony Green, things like that. They're huge inspirations to me. Cove, Anthony Green.
I love it. I love it. All right, dude. In a zombie apocalypse, you only could have one weapon to destroy the zombie horde. It can't be the cure or a nuke. What is your one weapon?
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw. I like it. I like it. What is one genre of music that you listen to that is furthest away from acres?
Pop.
Pop. What pop artists?
I've been really enjoying Lola right now. She's an artist which is just exploding. Olivia Rodrigo, Tate McRae. I'm fascinated by pop music. Even Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? Like I listen to some of those records and hear the simplicity in the songs. And for someone who can't play a mad amount of instruments, like I can play basic guitar, basic piano, hearing like a pop artist like Olivia Rodrigo had a song Tate McRae had a song on the record, and it was like two chords the whole song, and it was such an amazing song. So I love like listening and just delving into what they're doing, and sometimes simple music is great music.
No, dude, I completely agree, dude. I'll listen to like Louis Capaldi or Sia
Yeah,
and certain artists, and it reminds me that I don't have anytime I write music, I don't always have to do a lot. I don't need a full page of lyrics all the time. I don't need eight different structures. Like sometimes like having that emotion in the pocket hits, you know, like I would say like
yeah,
staring into the sun, like your chorus just hits you in the feels, and that's what you want people to do. You want people to feel your music, you know what I mean? You want that
yeah,
journey, but also just like you know, a lot of your music has like around again, like around again is a perfect example of how it's the whole song is just momentum and a climax.
yeah,
Literally the whole song is just this. You know what I mean? And right at the end is when everybody goes off and it's just beautiful. The vocals go 100%. The whole band is incorporated together to just to build up this chorus, and it's beautiful. But it's like we were talking about pop music. A lot of pop music is these climaxes, you know, to the chorus.
yeah.
And I think and I can sense some of the I can sense a lot of that in your album.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that song. Originally, that song was like 4.5, 5 minutes long, and when I did the vocals for it, it just came. It was just so poppy. I was like, let's just keep it simple. Let's cut it short. And even people who've heard that song have been like, dude, it's not long enough. And I'm just like, but that's what I want. I kind of want people to be like, shit, I wish that was another 2 minutes long, and I want to leave people wanting more and having that. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. Ben, it's been such a pleasure talking to you, dude. I love these interviews because we got to know each other. Now I know that like you're a badass dad, a badass musician. You have a badass band, dude, and I just can't wait for everybody to listen to the new album, The Host. My favorite songs on this album. All the songs are honestly great, but I wrote Around Again, Your Goodbye, Built to Bleed, and Stare into the Sun. But Bloodlust is also awesome. Steal the Light is also awesome. But Around Again, man, just like wow, the structure is just beautiful, and that song deserves like 100 million plays, dude.
I appreciate that. That's my son's favorite song as well. And you know, when kids, I don't know if your kids do it, but my son's obsessed with, like I said, plot and also Falling in Reverse. There's like songs which are on YouTube and they won't stop playing it. And Around Again was like, when they first heard it, he was like, can you play it again? Can you play it again? Can you play it again? And I was like, oh, maybe we're onto something here. If like, maybe it'll become like a Minecraft hit. I don't know.
Well, everybody around the world and in Ashland, Oregon, we're talking to Ben Lumber from Acres, the new album, The Host. Brother, thank you so much. Before I let you go, can you say this is Ben Lumber from Acres and you are listening to the Metal Mixtape?
What's up? This is Ben Lumber from Acres, and you're listening to the Metal Mixtape.
Brother, have a great rehearsal, great rest of your day, and I hope to see you on tour sometime, brother.
So much, dude. Thank you for having me.